Hi everybody, and welcome back to RCJ Gaming. Just want to say a big thank you for your likes, comments and your support. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up and can subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get on with today's episode. Hello everybody, and welcome back to RCJ Gaming Little Kingdom. This is where we left off last time, is when we was transported to the Winter Wonderland really. So what I wanted to do is just take a quick look around and actually see what there is to offer on it really. Oh look, you know what, the villagers are quite cool. They've actually got alvears and I quite like that. Now that makes the villager look quite exciting for a change. So what's these? Okay, that is your furnace, which looks a bit weird really. It's got like a mouth and eyes on. That's a bit like, but what it looks like they've done is they've kept obviously the village like theme, because you know you've just got your standard village, and then you've also got all these extra little bits added into it as well. So it's quite a inventive thing, because there's like, obviously that would have been your blacksmiths, but they've done it so you can just walk straight through, and then that puts my Christmas tree to shame. But I like the idea of the presents underneath, so you know I might be able to incorporate some of that with the actual little kingdom when we get back to it. That's quite cool as well, because it looks like, you know, it's a river running through the actual. Yeah, there's plenty of little things that I could actually incorporate onto my own little world, which I quite like. And this building is actually quite impressive. You know, look at that. I think that's just generally a picture of the clock. I don't think it's actually like something you can. It's not a block or anything. I think it's actually just a picture. But you know, this is quite a nice little house really. Really nice. We'll just take a look up and see what's up here. Yeah, you got some presents outside, and then you got your table with a couple of pies and cakes. And what's around here? We've got a ladder, so we've got to go and investigate, gotta. And then up here we've got. Hang on, let's have a look for these doors. Oh, look at that! You're actually on top of the roof. That's a good idea for some anvils. That is, actually turn them into chimneys. That's really good. And I can see Santa. Yes. And another one of them like water things. Let's just take a look around the outside. You've got quite a few buildings going on around there, and yeah, this is actually quite a nice. It's quite nicely been put together as well. I think this was available like last Christmas and stuff, but the last time I had this, it was on the Xbox 360, and now I've actually got it on the Xbox One. So yeah, that's quite a good first house to go to. I know there's also a train track which I want to be able to go on, because that's going to take you like around most of the building, and that will obviously like show you a lot more than just generally walking around and stuff. Because I think most of the actual activities are built up around here, which is just around the villages, and then that's quite nice as well, because you've got your water wheel going on, and I like the way they turned the Iron Golem into a Santa. I think that's class. That absolutely is just like inventive really, and this makes the villages look a whole lot more nicer than they usually do. So we're going to have a look at that building, because that looks quite impressive, and I would say by the looks of that launch pad that this is actually going to be Santa's layout itself, which is quite exciting. I'm quite looking forward to getting up here and actually seeing what's in Santa's workshop and stuff. So we'll take a look around. You know, so far this is quite impressive. You've got like the pillars going on with the glowstone, and the glowstone lamps, or just normal. I think they have glowstone lamps, they're quite nice. And then there you got a storeroom, which is obviously, if you're on the good list, you know, all your presents will be here. And if you're on the bad list, unfortunately you get in a bag of coal, and that's it. And then that's quite nice as well. Look, you've got Santa's little workshop going up with the conveyor belts, you know, getting all the presents all wrapped and stuff. And then up here should have been, whereabouts is it? Right, then you've got a nice little roaring fire going on there, and then you've got that picture again with the big clock. And this is obviously where the reindeers are going. And you know what, I can't even think of the names of the reindeers. You'd have to drop us a line in the comments and actually educate us on the name of the, because I only know Rudolph, that's it. And I think Dancer or Prancer or whatever it's called. But yeah, that's quite a nice view from, you can imagine then, he's coming along here in his sleigh and hey, off he goes. So that's quite nice as well. Look, that's obviously going to be the train station. So what we do is we're down here now, and we're going to take a train and see whereabouts we can actually end up, and see what other goodies there is to look at. Because hang on, what's this? Oh, look at them for beds. That is awesome. Obviously this is where the owls are going to sleep then and stuff. So, and then down there you've got, it must be like their kitchen and stuff. I quite like the look of the kitchen. That's quite nice. And then you back out into this main area. I just want to go and have another quick look at the Santa's workshop and see. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. It's got a workbench with the actual toys being made, and then you've got some fairy lights. Yeah, that's quite impressive, really. That's quite good. Right. If we now head to the train station, we can take a trip, and let's go and see what other mysteries there is. So, let's have a look. Is this just going to be a station, or is it actually going to give me a minecart? So far, I would say it's just a pass through. Right. Gonna have to go and find somewhere else to go and get myself a minecart. But I think there was one right at the beginning when we first came onto the road up by the trees. That one over there, look. So if we take the unconventional route down, and we're going to have a look over there, and then we can take a trip and see what else there is. So let's just I like the gingerbread man. I think that's quite classic as well. And you know, it's definitely festive, I'll give it that. It's quite nice to see. Whoa, we don't want to go down there. Right, we'll go over the bridge instead, because otherwise I'd end up getting stuck. Hello? Ain't disturbing anything, am I? No? Sure? Okay, we'll leave you to it. Bye. Right. Well, I don't know what they even three were doing in the house, but still. We'll leave them to it, whatever they was doing. Don't like to disturb. Right. Let's head now. This obviously I would say is going to be the proper station. Which, okay, what am you? That's got to be a snow golem. I quite like the look of them as well. They're quite good. Hello, I want to get through. Right. And in here we've got, yay, a festive minecart. Right then. What way are we going? That way or that way? We'll head down there. Now, is that going to work or not? No, it looks like you've got to do this manually, which is going to be an interesting trip if we, yeah. There's obviously a few, I don't know, it is actually sending you around how you're meant to. That's quite cool. Oh, look at them. and through we go. And by the looks of it, you got Anna's and Elsa's. You got their little like kingdom going on here, which is quite cool. Right then, onwards and onwards. Let's have a one long tunnel, walking the mile. That's what we're doing. Okay, now where are we? We'll just jump out from it and go and have a look at where we are, just to go and be nosy. I think this is what was back to. Where is it? No, another little village. Well, that's quite nice because you've got your candy cane going on there, which is your wheat, and then you've got another Christmas tree, which is quite nice. And by the looks of it, there's more train tracks. So what we do is we'll head back into the train track because we ain't seen a lot as it is so far. Right. Now I did. Can't even remember what way I was going. I think this way. Right. That's it. Off we go. So there's definitely look at them for candy canes as well. And you know what? They're my quite inventive idea. A house inside the cliff. That's quite good because I could incorporate something like that as well on my little kingdom. So I've got quite a few ideas which I can actually like bring over and try and like build in as well over like a good few episodes. Oh, look at that! That's a desert temple. That's quite nice. And then you've got another station here, but we'll just keep going for now because it was only the desert like temple and stuff, so don't really need to see inside that. And then we've got a couple of giant snowmen as well. I quite like the look of them. And that's an iron golem made out into a snowman. That's quite nice. I like these caves with all the like, you know, the way they've got like the fairy lights, the ice dangling off the ceilings and stuff. I think that's quite nice, and the waterfalls as well. It's and what's that? I think that's an igloo. Right, let's go and have a look. Obviously inside the nice, you know. Oh look, you know what? That's quite a nice little home really. You could actually live in that igloo. That's really cool. Right then. Let's carry on with the journey really. Right. Let's see what else there is. We've got some more candy cane and then obviously coming up. Oh, you know what? I just almost missed that. That is an iced reindeer. That is really nice. Really nice. Right. Let's see what else there is. There is an awful lot of villages around here, which is obviously that's what the festival all about. The elves, and this is their little like, you know, this is what the North Pole would be like. It'd be quite exciting, really. And you got another one of them snow. Another ice reindeer over there, and then you've got all your tunnels to go through, some more candy canes. Yeah, this is it's quite a nice little pleasant trip really. It makes a change, and I think we're back at the beginning. Alright then, so obviously that just takes you around the other way as well. It's just one big loop. What we'll do is got to find a house with a fireplace, because the message that we had off Santa is if you go to a house with a fireplace, actually the best place to go would be up there. If we go back to his workshop, and then we can go and do a Dorothy trick, which if you stand in front of our fireplace, you click your heels 3 times, and in theory we should end up back in the little kingdom. I say should, it's just, you know, one of them things. Let's head back up there then, and we can head back to the little kingdom. And what I'll do when we go back as well is I've named the 2 dogs, so when we get back I'll reveal the names to them. I was quite overwhelmed with the comments I actually had and the suggestions for the dogs' names, and what I'll do is if I get any other dogs I'd incorporate some of the names that you said in your comments and use them as well. You know, I quite like the comments what are coming through. It's how it keeps us going and you know, keeps us focused. Now then, I think there was one up in Santa's main part of his room. So if we, was there one up here or not? Yeah, there was, with the elves rooms and stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do is, if we count to 3, and then hopefully we should end up back in the Little Kingdom. Right, 1, 2, 3. And we are back in the Little Kingdom. Oh, it's that's a bit weird though. It's brought us to the farmhouse, but I guess at the end of the day it transports you like from fire to fire, like, so that's quite cool. At least we're now back in my own little kingdom, which, you know, I'm quite impressed with the way it's looking on this Christmas texture pack. It really is good. But what I want to do is head down here and we'll go to the dogs, reveal their names, and then we'll leave it there for this episode. But also what I've done is I've put the glass in this bit. There's no sugar cane in at the moment, it's still just a mess underneath, but I've put in them, and then I just built a brick wall up. And what I also have done is I've just added some half a slabs, just so now it gives another like way out and stuff, instead of it just being a ravine. It now brings you out onto this part of your world as well, like, so that's quite, I think, quite a nice feature. But let's go into this doghouse and reveal the dogs. So we have, follow me over here, into position, come on, that's it. Right, we now have Tom and Jerry. That's the first 2, and I'm hoping I can add a few more names to this wall and have a few more dogs. So Tom and Jerry, welcome to my little kingdom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here for this episode, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.